for the life.
A very good afternoon. Welcome to Premier League Live for the title decider at the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City currently 6 points behind the league leaders Arsenal when they face this afternoon. Could it be 3 points or even 9 points the gap if Arsenal can come and claim victory at the Etihad, something they haven't done in quite a long time. So a huge game at 4:30, but already it has been a dramatic day in the race for Europe and in the relegation battle as well in the Premier League. 3 games that kicked off at 2 o'clock this afternoon all had crazy endings, really. We start at Villa Park, a 7-goal thriller between Aston Villa and Sunderland, a game that was 3-1 to Aston Villa. Sunderland got it back to 3-3, and a late Tammy Abraham winner secured a massive 3 points for Aston Villa. Liverpool in their chase for the Champions League places as well. Virgil van Dijk's 100th minute winner was the ultimate difference in the Merseyside derby at the Hill Dickinson, the first Merseyside derby at the Hill Dickinson Stadium, and Everton heartbroken from that 2-1 Liverpool win. That one. And Forest, who were 1-0 down against Burnley at the City Ground, came back and scored 4 unanswered goals, winning by 4-1 in that game. What that means for the table at the bottom is Wolves need West Ham to lose tomorrow to have a mathematical chance of staying in the Premier League, albeit they are all but relegated now, are Wolves. West Ham get anything out of Crystal Palace tomorrow, Wolves would be relegated. If West Ham were to win tomorrow, then Burnley would be relegated in midweek against Manchester City if they lose that game. Spurs find themselves a point inside the bottom 3 with their draw last night with Brighton, but West Ham could make it much trickier, with Forest and Leeds both picking up victories this weekend and taking a good chunk away from Tottenham Hotspur, and a big gap now. 8 points Leeds are away from relegation, and 5 points now are Nottingham Forest, both sides on very good run of form. But at the other end of the table, at the very top, it is a big story as well, as the gap continues to grow between 5th and 6th. Liverpool, with their back-to-back league victories and 4 defeats in a row for Chelsea, sees a 7-point gap now emerged between 5th and 6th. Aston Villa and Man United running away in 58 points. Liverpool just a couple of points behind there as well. They're running away with the Champions League spots. And Chelsea dragged into a real battle with a good 6 or 7 teams that are all chasing for those remaining European places. But we are focused on right at the top, Manchester City, who have a game in hand against the league leaders Arsenal. They sit 6 points behind. With a win tonight, Man City, they would be within 3 points, and with a game in hand, a chance to go level on points on level games with Arsenal, and they play their 33rd game, Manchester City, on Wednesday night, so they could go level on points if they win today and on Wednesday night as well. But that is the scene set in what is a pretty atmospheric Etihad Stadium. They've got the banner out, they've got the flags flowing. This is a day Manchester City know this is where the title will be decided. Arsenal come away with anything really here, you kind of think that it's Arsenal's to lose from there. But for Manchester City, if they win today, they've got one hell of a momentum between now and the end of the season in their charge for the title. Let's have a look at the two teams, starting with Manchester City. Gianluigi Donnarumma starts in goal. A back 4 of Matej Nunes, Abdulkadir Kushanov, Mark Guehi and Nico O'Reilly. O'Reilly, of course, back in the side after he scored against Chelsea last week and, of course, went off injured in that game, but he's fit and ready to start today. Rodri and Bernardo Silva are the midfield two, with Ryan Cherki continuing in the 10, Semenyo off the right, Doku off the left, and Erling Haaland leading the line, and he has been clipped at his heels by Igor Thiago for the golden boot. On the bench for City, Trafford, Stones, Ake, Aït-Nouri, Reinders, Gonzalez, Savinho, Foden and Marmoush. A strong Manchester City bench as well. Well, for the league leaders Arsenal, they booked their place in successive Champions League semi-finals in midweek, and they want to make sure that they can get over the line in this one too. David Raya starts in goal, a back four of Christian Mosquera, William Saliba, Gabriel and Piero Nkapie. Zubamendi, Rice and Odegaard are the midfield three, with a front three with no recognised centre forward. Noni Madueke, Ebere Eze and Kai Havertz, we believe, will play through the middle. On the bench, Kepa, White, Lewis Skelly, Norgard, Dalman, Jesus, Martinelli, Gyökeres and Trossard. Both sides strong 11, strong benches. It is really a title decider. Will it be 6 points, 3 points, or even 9 points, the gap? All three are plausible, but which one will be the final score at the end of this game? A huge title decider when it looked like it was Arsenal's just a few weeks ago. City have kept in the race, and this is what it all comes down to. Kickoff at the Etihad in the title decider is next. A very good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us for this one. Manchester City against Arsenal. And over the last few seasons, it has been these two that have been going toe-to-toe for the Premier League title. On all of those occasions, Arsenal have fallen at the final hurdle. And Manchester City have shown their prowess at the late stage of the season to come up with the goods and leave with the trophies. Arsenal have 2 trophies left to fight for this season. They're the 2 biggest, the League and the Champions League. They haven't won the League in 22 years and have never won the Champions League. This team could go down in history, but they need to get over the line, something they haven't been able to do under Mikel Arteta so far. But it's quite the contrary for Pep Guardiola. He's done it so many times, he could do it in his sleep, winning titles at Manchester City. But this is a new squad, a new team that haven't really all featured in those title-winning sides. Some have, but some are being bled in for this season. That's the balance that City have between experience and youth. And can that go in their favour? Oh, as well as a lot of other things in this title race. Arsenal will get us underway in one of the biggest games, if not the biggest game, of these two teams' seasons. And who will come out on top? City have been in ruthless form in the last couple of games. Arsenal, quite the opposite, have been just about escaping trouble. Albeit the Champions League is their only positive games that they've had in the last 5. Those 2 sporting games. They've lost 3 of the other 4, including their last Premier League game at home to Bournemouth, when no one really gave Bournemouth a chance. Away at the Emirates, Bournemouth came and shocked Arsenal and shocked the league, and has really rocked Arsenal's title hopes, albeit they remain 6 clear coming into this one. Will it be at the final whistle? City with the first free kick. Donnarumma plays it to Semenyo, who's doing keepy-ups on the right flank. Ball drops to Rodri, who will just recycle it back to Abdulkadir Kushanov. Again to Gianluigi Donnarumma. Right up the middle. Haaland with the header. Picked up by O'Reilly, and back to Haaland it comes, who holds it up well. Tries to find Doku wide. Nicely cut out by Mosquera. And now Madueke, well closed down there by City. He tries to apply a bit of pressure there on Guehi. Doku bundled over by Mosquera. And it's going to be another City free kick. An interesting decision from Mikel Arteta to not start Victor Gyökeres today and have Kai Havertz through the middle. And a change in wingers as well, and Madueke and Eze. It's an interesting decision. Will that come up? Trumps for Mikel Arteta. That's a nice ball. Finds Mateus Nunes here for City. Down the line he goes as Semenyo comes wide. He's dragged Gabriel with him. Reverses it nicely into Bernardo Silva's path. Back to Mateus Nunes. Already City with the early holdings of the ball. Here's Cherki. These two have played off some... They've had a mixed bag of results, these two, over the last number of years. They've not always been blockbusters, I have to tell you that. There have been some awful games to watch over the last few seasons between these two. More often than not, they give each other a good game. And they give themselves a real chance. Manchester City haven't lost. Oh, David Raya, what's he done here? Under all sorts of pressure, and he has to get rid. And throws it out for a City throw-in. Just something you don't need early in the game here at the Etihad. Give City a bit of impetus. A bit of energy. Doku with a little back heel. Sees his way past Mosquera, eases him off the ball. Nicely done there by Doku as the ball comes back to Gerhi. Back to Doku now. Look in the touchline. He's got Madueke for company. Sits him down. Plays the ball through to O'Reilly, who cuts it back for Haaland. The shot blocked. And a deflection. Oh! And it's off the line. And into the hands of David Raya. And there's a VAR check going on for a possible penalty. As Madueke couldn't find a way through, and it comes back to Donnarumma. Well, Anthony Taylor, our referee this afternoon, will be very busy, I'm sure. He'll have to keep his concentration. Oh, City, that was a terrible ball by Kushanov. And now Arsenal have got a cheap corner. VAR, by the way, is John Brooks. See this possible penalty moment. I don't know. Oh, Gabriel does lean with his arm, albeit by his side, but he uses his left arm to lean down and make the block, and it comes off the post and bounces back into David Raya's hands. Ooh, it would be harsh, but he does use his arm. Well, there's nothing really you can do very much with that in all circumstance. Well, it was a City mistake that's going to lead to an Arsenal corner here. It's Madueke to take. Left-footed. Flecked on and all the way through. And took a City deflection. It will be another corner. Zubimendi got something to it. See it here. That ball in, and yeah, Zubimendi trying to flick it on at the back post. This comes off the head of a City player. I have actually no idea who it comes off there, but it's someone in City colours. And it's another Arsenal corner. Nervousness in defence at one end for Arsenal. Couple of corners. Right end, Declan Rice takes this one. Right-footed, back post, headed on and headed wide by Christian Mosquera. Free header. Doesn't do enough with it there, Christian Mosquera. Pretty poor moment. So we see this Arsenal mistake a little earlier where Raya had to get rid under Haaland's pressure. It's just Gabriel, and then it's a terrible touch by David Raya. I think it's really lucky to get it away. Just before Haaland was pouncing in on it. Arsenal have responded well here. Mosquera. Zubimendi lofting one over the top. Finding Madueke. He's got Gerhi for company. And then O'Reilly tracking back and closing that space. No way through for Noni Madueke. City clear long. Haaland again trying to be the anchor. It's cleared away by Arsenal. Bit of head tennis at the moment between the two teams as it flicks in behind, and Flag's going to go up there against Martin Zubamendi. Well, of course, in the reverse fixture earlier this season at the Emirates, Arsenal got lucky to come away with a point against City. City led since the 9th minute of the game till the 93rd. Erling Haaland scored early in that one. Arsenal had all the pressure in the second half, and eventually it did come up for them. Gabriel Martinelli with the late equaliser to rescue a point for the Gunners at the Emirates early in the season. Actually, 3 of the last 4 league meetings between the two teams have ended in draws, including 2, each of the last 2 here at the Etihad. A draw wouldn't be enough though for City to really pounce on Arsenal. A win you kind of feel is what's needed from City today, just to close that gap, and then that extra game in hand that they have that would really see them on level points. City's record though against Arsenal hasn't been fantastic in the last few seasons. The last time City beat Arsenal in the league was back in April 2023 when they won 4-1 here. Kevin De Bruyne with 2 of those goals, John Stones and Erling Haaland on the score sheet that day. But it's been each of the last 5 league meetings, Arsenal have gone unbeaten. 3 draws and 2 Arsenal victories. Here's Doku up against Mosquera, chops inside on his right, finds Haaland, lays it off quickly to Rodri, and the ball back to Matej Nunes. Just takes the sting out of the attack really. So it comes wide to Semenyo, moves on to his left, swung it deep, and that one was curling away from any sort of City threat and behind for an Arsenal goal kick. Well, City, as you would expect, have had more of the possession, 71% of the ball so far, the home team. Both sides have had a shot. And Arsenal with the only corners as Raya thumps the ball long up the field this time. Havertz with a bit of a aggressive header. Cleaned away by Nunes on the clearance. Picked up by Rice. Like Eze trying to dribble through a few. And runs into Ryan Cherki. Here is Cherki, deep in his own half. Being pressed by 2 Arsenal players, and Gabriel and Eze win it back well. Rice squares it across, finds Odegaard. Rolls it through, finds Kai Havertz, who's blocked well by Nunes. Behind for the Arsenal corner. Moving it nicely, Arsenal, between the lines. Really nicely done there between Gabriel and Eze to win it back, and then recycled by Rice to Odegaard's path. You think Odegaard might even eye up for a shot, but he finds that run of Kai Havertz, feeds it through really nicely, and in the end cleared behind by Matej Nunes for an Arsenal corner. 16 goals from corners for Arsenal this season in the league, no more, 2 more than the next best, as Donnarumma has to punch clear near his own goal line. Odegaard, Rice fires it back across the middle to find Saliba. Arsenal forced all the way back to their goalkeeper. And that opportunity, Raya, too much on that one. Goal kick. And Arsenal have been able to win corners early doors. Not seen much threat from those set pieces as of yet, but it's something that they can build upon throughout the game. Can be a real danger, as we know. Riley sees that one roll out for a throw. And they've been able to really get pressure on Manchester City in their own half early doors here, Arsenal. They've won possession 4 times in the final third. That's more than they had the same amount as they've had in the last 2 games here against City at the Etihad. So getting some early joy out of City. Heat under pressure here, just about kept it in play, and a bit of bobbling between the 2 players before it goes out. It's given as an Arsenal throw on that far side. Yeah, just look a little uncomfortable with the ball in their own feet so far, City. Arsenal getting a real good intense press on them. Just can't find a way around it at the minute, the home team. Quick, sharp passing from Arsenal. Nicely done, Ødegaard. Lifts one over the top, looking for the run of Madueke, but O'Reilly has that one covered. And another City goal kick. How important will he be today, Martin Ødegaard? He's been in and out. He's had 5 different injury spells this season. He's been in and out of the Arsenal team like a yo-yo, really. He's only featured in 2 games since the end of February. That was the 1-0 win over Sporting in Lisbon last midweek, and the 2-1 defeat against Southampton in the FA Cup. There are only 2 appearances for Ødegaard before this one today, since the North London derby back on the 22nd of February. Actually, he has assisted in his last 2 away Premier League games, Martin Ødegaard. Away at Spurs and away at Leeds. Here is Saliba to Gabriel. Nice ball out to Nketiah. To find Havertz. Drifts wide and Havertz picks it up well. Now Eze. And the last touch there off Rodri. That will be an Arsenal throw. Well, it's been a day full of goals. Every team that that's been in action in the Premier League today has scored. Be nice if that continued here. Here's Madueke, gets in the inside of O'Reilly, and the run through by Mosquera on the underlap, closed off at the last second by Guehi. Just in the nick of time as Doku skips away from his man. And a bit of a counter on for City as Doku ends up running into Declan Rice. A bit wasteful there as Eze prods it through, finds Kai Havertz, flag stayed down for the moment, but he didn't get anywhere near shooting before Donnarumma smothered. Oh, they've given it away again, City. Cheap again. Ødegaard to Eze. He's just eased off the ball by Cherki. Semenyo to make the run down the right channel. He's on his own for the moment. Semenyo. Haaland drifting into the area. Semenyo couldn't get it across. Blocked well by Gabriel. Nicely picked up again by Bernardo Silva. Into Cherki. Right, the shot blocked. Cleared away, only as far as Guehi. Stepped quite high up here for City. Wide to Doku. Back to Rodri. Switches it out towards Semenyo. Away by Nketiah, chested in by Nunes. And now into Cherki's path, who's dribbling through and finds the net. Glorious from Ryan Cherki. Leaving Arsenal players watching as he strolls his way through. And Ryan Cherki has become a star here for City in the last few games. And he is leading the charge in the first 15 minutes of the biggest game of Manchester City's season. Arsenal thought they got away. But City, when they smother you in, they do not let you out. And Ryan Cherki run through that Arsenal team like they were ghosts watching on and could do nothing about it. See it here, it's Nketiah just gets a little bit open, really well picked up by Nunes, who chests it back into Ryan Cherki's path, and he's just drifting Cherki, no one really anywhere near him, and he just drives into the area, no one tracking the run. He skips away from Gabriel, and then a sliding challenge late here from Rice, anywhere near him, and he rolls it through the legs of William Saliba, and he finds the back of the net in the far corner. Wonderful goal by Cherki, and City have a lead. And Pep Guardiola's Manchester City are hunting Arsenal down again. It's one of the new ones. It's one of the fresh new toys that Pep Guardiola has had this season in Ryan Cherki. And he is tearing the Premier League apart at the minute, Cherki, for fun. Oh, what's happened here? Oh, it's 1-1. Arsenal from nowhere have found an equalizer. I don't know how it's happened, but Arsenal are level. I'll have to see a replay because I have no clue what has happened. But I guess that there's been a mistake, because Donnarumma looks stunned. You'll see it here from a throw-in, and Gianluigi Donnarumma, we saw about David Ray at the other end being closed down by Erling Haaland, and Kai Havertz just pressing the goalkeeper. Donnarumma too casual and ends up kicking it, deflected by Havertz into his own net, and it's 1-1. And in a blink of an eye, Manchester City's lead barely lasted a minute and a half. 1-1. Well, you have to say that was a shocker from Donnarumma. Ever so reliable between the sticks, but far too casual under pressure. And that just shows you how important that leveller is for Arsenal. And it is a shame that Ryan Cherki's goal is chalked off so quickly, that it didn't have the ultimate impact that it needed to have right away, because it's been so quickly eradicated. But Manchester City mistake, an unforced error ultimately, and that is what comes back to haunt them. We said City were haunting Arsenal. Well, City are haunting themselves. Well, that's a lovely ball into Haaland's path. It's chaos here all of a sudden. Haaland finds Semenyo, who slips, and that would have been a golden chance for Antoine Semenyo. See it here, it's this ball into Haaland, splits the centre-backs, and then there's space for Semenyo and Doku, and he goes to Semenyo here, Haaland, and he just can't keep his footing. This game spun into chaos all of a sudden. Havertz doing Capier, going for the switch ball, finds Madueke on the right, takes it under his control, he's got O'Reilly for company. Madueke just lays it back in field to Ødegaard, who will clip it towards the area. Half cleared by Kushanov, picked up by Capier. Nice little 1-2 with Eze. Capier forced wide, and tried the cross. It goes straight behind for a goal kick. Well, there's been question marks about Kai Havertz, about whether he was the right choice for Mikel Arteta today. Some raised eyebrows, I'm sure, when the team news came out. But at the moment, Mikel Arteta's decision looking like the correct one right now. Cherki feeding between the lines, finds O'Reilly wide. Back to Cherki. Has to feed it through, blocked as it tried to squeeze through the Arsenal players. The ball. Nunes. Back to Kushanov. Now Guehi. A bit of a heavy touch, but he works it to O'Reilly. Now Doku clips inside. Trying to find the run of O'Reilly. Little too heavy from Jeremy Doku. Well, Kai Havertz seemingly coming up with clutch goals for Arsenal recently. He scored the winner against Sporting in the away leg of the Champions League quarter-final in Lisbon. Last time he scored in the Premier League, though, was last season. He hasn't scored a league goal this season, but how often do we know it to be in big games? And I believe Kai Havertz's last goal for Arsenal in the Premier League was against Manchester City in February of last year at the Emirates in a 5-1 victory for Arsenal, where he scored and assisted in that game. And he's back against City and back doing the business, Kai Havertz. His first league goal of the season, albeit fortuitous. You've got to say Arsenal have probably deserved, from how well they've played so far. They've been really strong. The press has been really intense, and Manchester City at times haven't been able to cope with Arsenal in moments. But City will feel gutted the fact that it is a mistake that lets Arsenal in. Certainly in a title decider, you don't want to be giving your opponent any sort of helping hand in such a big game. It's such an avoidable situation, really. It's bound to happen every now and again when goalkeepers take such extreme risks with the ball at their feet in their own 6-yard box. It will, every now and again, go against you. It just so happens that it has gone against Manchester City in the biggest game of the season. Ball down the line, flicked on by Eze, but no one beyond. Sliding there, Caoimhan to keep possession. Bernardo Silva. Wide to Doku. Got Mosquera right in front of him, but so far that's been no battle for Jeremy Doku. He has made easy work of Christian Mosquera in these early moments. Nico O'Reilly. He comes up with some clutch goals for City. O'Reilly did it against Arsenal in the cup final in mid-March, not about a month ago. It is now since City won the Carabao Cup against Arsenal at Wembley. O'Reilly down the line to Doku, tiptoeing his way around Mosquera and chops inside with ease, finds Rodri. Cross to Nunes. Cherky. And a little bit of skill there. He does win the throw-in out of it. Last touch came off in Capier, but rode his luck a little bit there, Ryan Cherky. Bernardo Silva. Rodri. Nowhere to go for him. Forced back to Nunes. Caoimhan now. Back to Donnarumma. Decides to just lump it forward. And it comes right back at him like a boomerang. And he can catch it this time. Well, City are unbeaten in the last 10 Premier League games at home against Arsenal. 1-7 and drawn 3. Since a 2-0 loss in January 2015 when they were managed by Manuel Pellegrini. So Arsenal have never won a Premier League game at the Etihad with Pep Guardiola as the City manager. I don't think many teams have. I think there's quite a few teams that would put themselves in that category that haven't won at the Etihad with Pep Guardiola as City boss. And it's going to be a free kick. Zubimendi a little bit late in this challenge there of Jeremy Doku. Arsenal kind of stepped off a little bit since their leveller. City again dictating possession. Cherky. Back to Mateus Nunes. Very red-filled midfield at the minute. There's very little options through the middle for Manchester City. It's down both wings. Right, hugging the touchlines there, Cherky and Doku at the minute. Bernardo Silva. Loose ball between 3 players. It is picked up by Gerhi and it's poked through beautifully to find O'Reilly, who lays it off now to Doku, and they're away here, City. Haaland! Misconnection from the Norwegian. And that is struck well wide from the current top scorer of the league. Yeah, nicely done. O'Reilly really seems to be the difference maker at times. When City do look stuck for ways to progress the ball forward, it's O'Reilly's runs on the underlap just seem to pick up those pockets of space, and he just opens the game up for them. On that occasion it was the poor Haaland finish. Let that attacking sequence down. Erling Haaland, who at the moment, remember, is still leading the way, which shows how good a season he's had. Prior to this, a little bit of a barren run, but 22 league goals he scored in 30 games in the league this season. In terms of his league form, he hasn't scored in any of his last 5 league games. The last time he scored in the league was over 2 months ago. It was against Fulham in a 3-0 victory here. That was his last Premier League goal on the 11th of February. And that was his only open play goal of this calendar year in the league. Scored 2 penalties as well, but that's his only goal where he scored from open play in 2026. He scored in 3 games this side of the new year. Nine of those 12 games he's featured in since New Year's Day. He's failed to score in Erling Haaland, so it's unlike him. But albeit he is still the league's top scorer. Igor Thiago, of course, right down his neck. Breathing down his neck is what I should say. He's on 21 league goals. And he's in hot form at the minute. They've given it away here, City. Again, just look a little bit hard to progress the ball at the minute, Manchester City. It's going to be a goal kick. He does really well there, 1v1. But it just seems like a bit of a challenge for Manchester City to progress the ball through the lines. And you can't really say that that's happened too often for City. Not only this season, but over the last couple of years. They always find a way to progress the ball through midfield, but Arsenal have made it really difficult for them, giving them no space and no time on the ball in that area so far. And Zubimendi does well. Clipped that by Jeremy Doku. As it stands, with City and Arsenal currently drawing this game, it would be as you were at the start of the day. Of course, each team would have an extra point, obviously, but the gap would remain 6 points. City will go on to 65, Arsenal will jump to 71, and a 6-point gap would remain. It would mean City would still need a bit of help. Ooh, Donnarumma gets it away, luckily, finds O'Reilly. He's down a blind alley, but he did really well there to work out of trouble. Fantastic play from Nico O'Reilly, and City win the free kick, but that's again fantastic from O'Reilly. It looked like he was going nowhere with 2 Arsenal players surrounding him. It was Havertz and Madueke, and he just beats past Madueke, skips inside Rice, and then wins the free kick. Fabulous play by O'Reilly. As I was saying, a draw here for Manchester City would maintain that 6-point gap for Arsenal at the top. As I said, they would need a little bit of help from someone else, City, as well as winning their game in hand, to really have a sniff against Arsenal between now and the end of the season. Arsenal have got, of course, Champions League football to focus on as well. So it's not all league focus for Arsenal. It's not all league focus for City either. They've got an FA Cup semi-final to worry about. So both teams have other competitions to focus on between now and the end of the season as well. It's about who manages that better as well between now and the end of the campaign that could be the decider. Here's Doku dribbling towards Madueke, who is back to helping out Mosquera. Still 2 of them on him, and he still finds a way through. Guehi, Rodri to Cherki, lays it off to Nunes. Oh, he's queuing up the back post. Nunes' cross is a little bit short. It's cleared away ultimately by Arsenal. Guehi takes a touch around the corner. Doku is the one to retrieve. Well, Arsenal They're not topped by a fluke. They have the best home and away form of any team in the Premier League this season. Here's Erling Haaland, finds the run through, and bit of Declan Rice defending. Sees it behind for a City corner. Bernardo Silva and Haaland were trying to link up there as Haaland took it on the half turn. Held off Rice for enough time to find Bernardo Silva, and as Silva got it, Rice was charging through to make sure it got no further. Behind for a City corner. Everybody crowding the 6-yard area. Ball fizzed in. Haaland's flick on. Cleared away for the sliding challenge by Saliba. Swung in again by Caoimhan, and the header by Guehi is right down the throat of David Raya. As Raya felt he was penalised, or felt he was held up there while he was trying to clear his lines. He's kind of blocked off a little bit by Nico O'Reilly. It is a free kick. Can't really complain about that one, City. It is a foul. I'll have to say we've had some cracker matchups this weekend. Chelsea, Man United, Everton, Liverpool, City, Arsenal. I mean, three of the biggest fixtures you could ask for in English football in one weekend. All delivered. Exciting results and scorelines. The one that stands out from today's fixtures, of course, is Aston Villa Sunderland. 7-goal thriller at Villa Park, and Aston Villa maintaining their gap. And a 10-point gap now for Villa to 6th place Chelsea. So, Man United did the same last night with their win away at Chelsea, extending that gap to 10 points on the Blues, meaning it is a tall order for Chelsea to rescue Champions League football. It's not out of the realms of possibility, but it's a tall order nonetheless, with all three teams above them winning this weekend. And Liverpool again winning away at Everton in the Merseyside derby. It's a very intriguing Champions League battle. It's more about Chelsea trying to look behind them rather than ahead of them, trying to stay in 6th. Of course, we'll recap all of this tomorrow night when we watch Crystal Palace take on West Ham. That is our Monday night game to conclude what has been a fantastic match day 33 so far. And then we've more football to come in midweek on Tuesday and Wednesday night. We have Brighton against Chelsea on Tuesday night, and then Burnley against Manchester City on Wednesday night. Remember, if West Ham get anything, West Ham win tomorrow, it would relegate Wolves, and it would mean Burnley would be just one game away from being relegated in midweek. Burnley will play their 34th league game of the season in midweek, and if West Ham were to even get a point against Palace tomorrow, a defeat against City would relegate Burnley. There's going to be a yellow card handed out here to Christian Mosquera. Let's see what for. Yeah, he's pulled the shirt of Jeremy Doku and held him from making that run. Again, just a little bit unnecessary really from Christian Mosquera. But he has struggled. I mean, we've said it so far all the way through. He's had no chance against Jeremy Doku so far, Mosquera. He's been all over the place trying to defend Jeremy Doku, as most defenders have been really this season. And Christian Mosquera, the first player in the book. And the referee's given a free kick here to Arsenal, which Mateus Nunes isn't too happy with. Berriese. Now, there's nothing in that. Been watching Raheem Sterling highlights for his dive in there. That's never a foul. Mateus Nunes barely touches him. Raya will thump long up the left channel and straight out of play for a throw. There was more contact in that challenge than there was for the one that he gave the foul for, Anthony Taylor, and he didn't give the foul for that one. Make it make sense. Nunes with the throw. 8 minutes to go with the first half, and City, who raucously took the lead through Ryan Cherky's wonderful dribbling and finish. As they try again here, City to poke through. No way through that time. But back at Arsenal they will come. That Ryan Cherky goal quickly eradicated by his own goalkeeper. And Donnarumma was too blasé about his playing out from the back against Kai Havertz and paid the price. The price of an Arsenal equaliser. Here is Antoine Semenyo. Drifting in off the right. Feeds it in behind, looking for the runner. And goes all the way through and out for a goal kick. It's a little bit off pace at times, City, in this first half. But you have to say, for all of the pressure that Arsenal have built, they actually haven't really done very much in the final third. They've only had one shot on target out of their 3 shots that they've had. And they haven't had a shot since the goal, Arsenal, for Kai Havertz. So it's not that they've really built upon that leveller. But remember as well, a point wouldn't be a bad result for the Gunners by any stretch of the imagination. Point would maintain a 6-point gap. City would still need someone else to beat Arsenal. To be back level on points with them if they draw this evening. So Arsenal don't need to come here and win. I mean, a win would really put it to bed, really. I think if it goes to 9 points, it's done and dusted, no matter if City have a game in hand or not. It's done and dusted at 9 points. We'll be just counting down the days to when they could win it, rather than if. As the ball swung in, Havertz! I think it was stolen away from Havertz at the last second by a City defender. It's better from Arsenal though. Nicely held up by Madueke. Lays it out wide for Mosquera. Swung it in, and Havertz just beaten to it by Kushanov. Behind for an Arsenal corner. 4th of the game for Arsenal. Their first since the first 10 minutes of the game. These are the last 5 minutes of this first half. Still 1-1. For the delivery by Madueke. Headed clear. Thumped clear there by City. Madueke will receive it again on the right flank. Almost breaking his own ankles, trying to work the ball into a half space. Finds Odegaard, and now Rice. Arsenal best at recycling the ball. Might get a City Council contract for recycling bins. Recycle the ball that well. Mosquera overhits it. Madueke couldn't take it in. Goal kick. Throw in, sorry, to City. Well, City have had a steaming run of form, albeit they haven't played many games. Actually only played twice since that Carabao Cup victory against Arsenal. They beat Liverpool 4-0 here in the FA Cup and went away to win 3-0 against Chelsea last weekend. 7 goals without reply from any opponent. Before that Arsenal equaliser, it was 8 goals without reply from the last 3 games. Here is Cherky, drifting and dribbling, lays it to Semenyo, who was blocked by Nkapie. Ryan Cherky running the show again for City. I mean, look at this here. Nice work by Rodri, lays it into Cherky, and he's got acres of space, and he's just constantly moving. You never know what foot he's going to use, and you don't know what direction he's going to come at you from. He lays it wide to Semenyo, who tries to drive through the ball, and then Capier puts his undercarriage in the way, makes the block. Corner it will be to City. Bernardo Silva to take. Headed away at the front post there. Tried to sneak it in there, Bernardo Silva. Still got it as he picks it back up. He's got Havertz back defending. Here comes to Nunes, who rolls it through for Semenyo's run. Tries to edge it across. Blocked again, this time by Gabriel. And another Manchester City corner. Building up a bit of momentum here, City, before the end of the half. Can they retake the lead before the interval? To really pile on the pressure on the league leaders. Bernardo Silva swung on with the left boot, and it's going to drop. It was almost dropping in, and there was a foul anyway. 2 Arsenal players down in the mix. But it's cleared off the line of the back post, and it might have just dropped in from that delivery. See it again. Great delivery in by Bernardo Silva. So hard to defend. It would have dropped in. Saliba headed it. I think there was a foul in any case. Yeah, Guehi just throwing Mosquera to the ground is what would have denied City that goal if it had went in. Foul in the build-up. Nonetheless, it's a whole lot of nothing. Semenyo back, tracking back. Donnarumma clears. Haaland again trying to hold up, but no one to hold it up to. There's everybody back there for City, and he was a little bit isolated there, Erling Haaland. Haven't really been able to get him connected to the game so far, City. Haaland's just been a little bit isolated at times. Cherki's run the show, and Haaland, with those hold-ups, he just hasn't had anybody to play with between the lines, which usually City make real good work out of. So there's no one working off the back of Erling Haaland. Doku, oh my, Arsenal trying to play themselves into trouble there. Got away with it, William Saliba, but maybe a little bit fortunate. Declan Wright was alert as he was. Gabriel finding it out to Aberieze. Havertz does well to hold it up. He went down, wanting a foul, not given. He's back up on his feet and quickly onto the ball, Havertz. He feeds it back to Gabriel, and Arsenal a little bit negative here at the moment. As I said, it's no real pressure for them to go and win this game. We'll put down a marker, but hold your ground against City. Not holding that one. Doku again spinning himself into trouble. 1 added minute. Madueke trying to break away as O'Reilly clogs that up and does well to get it rid of danger. And that's going to be a free kick as Odegaard is going to be penalised for a challenge on Jeremy Doku. It will just alleviate the pressure that City were under there for a split second. Well, a City team that at half-time last week were looking a little bit lacklustre against Chelsea. They come out in the second half and blew the Blues away. Can they do it to Arsenal in this second period? Or will it be Arsenal that come out with the impetus in the second half? Well, there is the half-time whistle. And all square at the break. Ryan Cherki with a bit of brilliance and a bit of individual quality, tearing Arsenal's defence apart. And within less than a minute and a half, Gianluigi Donnarumma threw that all away. Kai Havertz pouncing on the City goalkeeper, who kicked it, deflected off Havertz and into his own net. And that's what has Arsenal's leveller. We've not seen much of Arsenal in the final third since. City have tried with no luck really to retake the lead, and at half-time in this huge game they're locked at 1-1. It's City 1, Arsenal 1 at the break. Sure, one last kick. This is gonna be it. This is the moment. Vicario kicks this. And Liverpool are there. Liverpool are Premier League champions. And there it comes. Crystal Palace, for the very first time in their history, are FA Cup winners. Oh, he's found the net. Oh, what a goal! Kvaratskhelia is through, wants to add a fourth, and does so. Ahmad, oh my goodness me! That is absolutely unbelievable. Rice again. Oh! You thought he couldn't beat the first one. He's gone and bettered it. Another whip ball in. The header is in by Virgil van Dijk. Incredible.
Remember, you don't get it twice. The time of your life.
Welcome back to Premier League Live. Half-time at the Etihad Stadium. It is Manchester City 1, Arsenal 1 at the break. And as it stands, that 6-point lead at the top would remain intact for the Gunners. But it was a Donnarumma mistake that delivered that Arsenal equaliser, pounced upon by Kai Havertz. And Manchester City took the lead through a wonderful goal by Ryan Cherki, with an incredible level of individual skill to beat past quite a number of Arsenal players. But this is only half the story on what has been a dramatic day and a dramatic weekend in the Premier League. It's been a fantastic weekend. It didn't start that way. A 0-0 draw in a West London derby on Saturday lunchtime was left a lot to be desired. Leeds United 3-0 winners against Wolves, all but securing Leeds' place in the Premier League next season. Bournemouth 13 games unbeaten now, coming after being pegged back by Newcastle, going on to win the game late again. 2-1 winners away from home for the second successive week. Spurs thought they'd won it against Brighton, but Jorginho Rutter was coming back to haunt Spurs, and the former Brighton manager Roberto De Zerbi stolen a chance from winning his first home game in charge of Tottenham and their first win of the calendar year in the league. Last night, it was Matej Cunha that delivered the only goal of the game between Chelsea and Man United to rescue another 3 points for United to go 10 clear of Chelsea. And a massive gap for Man United. Speaking of 10 clear of Chelsea, Aston Villa did the same today. 4-3 winners against Sunderland. They were 3-1 up in the game, Aston Villa, and Sunderland got it all the way back to 3-3. Ollie Watkins with 2 goals either side of a Chris Rigg equaliser, had it 2-1 at half-time. Morgan Rogers set up, this time by Ollie Watkins, made it 3-1 to Villa. In that one, Trey Human, Wilson Isidore, 2 goals in 2 minutes, made it 3-all before Tammy Abraham's 93rd minute winner rescued all the points for Aston Villa, and they go 10 clear of 6th place Chelsea, so all but securing their place in the Champions League next season. Liverpool doing a very good job of helping their chances of Champions League football next season with a 2-1 win away at Everton in the Merseyside derby. The home side actually thought they'd taken the lead in the game in the first half. That was quickly ruled out by VAR, and within a minute of that decision, Liverpool were in front. Mo Salah on the end of a wonderful through ball by Cody Gakpo to make it 1-0 to the Reds. Beto then on the end of a Kiernan Dewsbury Hall cross levelled 9 minutes into the second half for Everton, before Virgil van Dijk, the Liverpool captain, standing tallest and rising the highest of anyone in the box in the 100th minute to deliver another Derby Day delight for Liverpool, and they have won by 2-1. Forest needed to come from behind, but made it easy work when they did get in front against Burnley. A first half which saw Burnley score the only goal of the game's Ian Fleming, with the only goal of the first half, had Burnley in front. But Morgan Gibbs-White quickly changed that. A hat-trick in the space of just 15 minutes from Morgan Gibbs-White completely switched the game on its head, and added a fourth. It did Igor Jesus late in the game in the dying embers to secure a huge victory for Nottingham Forest in their hopes of staying in the Premier League. Remember, it is a damaging weekend for Spurs, you gotta say, at the bottom, and we will show you the bottom of the table, because Wolves, Burnley both losing means they are all but back in the Championship. For those two, Spurs are only a point off West Ham, but 5 off Nottingham Forest and 8 off Leeds United, which means it looks very likely that it'll be one of either Spurs or West Ham to be relegated this season, and West Ham have still to play this weekend. If the Hammers win away at Palace tomorrow, they would go 4 clear of the relegation zone with 5 games to play. And remember, Spurs have got some tricky fixtures to come, and they need to pick up points and fast, and how good a win could have been for them yesterday. When we talk about mid-table, it's been a crazy weekend for mid-table sides. If we look at the race for European football, we can go all the way down to, I would say, Fulham in 12th for a realistic chance of leapfrogging Chelsea within the next week or two. Chelsea in 6th on 48. 7th place Brentford are on the same points after 5 draws in a row. Bournemouth unbeaten in 13. They've rocketed themselves up to 8th in the table on 48 points. Goal difference separating those 3 teams. Brighton on 47. Everton on 47. Sunderland on 46. And Fulham on 45. 3 points separates 7 teams in the league from 6th to 12th, all separated by a wins difference. And then Crystal Palace a little further back on 42, as are Newcastle. Palace, of course, still to play. Palace, if they win tomorrow, they would also have a game in hand on those around them and could really catapult themselves into a European charge late in the season if they win those 2 games. So it's all to play for. But back here at the Etihad, it is all to play for between City and Arsenal. The gap remains 6 points as it stands. Not enough really for City. But if they can win, it would really be an intriguing one to the end of the season. Who will come away with it? Or will it be a point apiece? We'll find out. Big second half, because it is 1-1 at the break. And Arsenal are going to make a change. A reminder that the run-in is only getting started in the Premier League, and for all of the remaining competitions this season, the run-in on LFS, you cannot miss it between now and the end of next month, with all the big games to come, semi-finals, finals, final day actions. And of course it all concludes with the showpiece event of the season in the Champions League final in Budapest on the 30th of May. We'll round off the 25-26 season. But a lot of football to be played between now and then, and a big next 45 minutes here at the Etihad. As City get us underway again. City kicking from right to left, Arsenal from left to right in the second half. A big next 45 minutes in the Premier League title race. Will it be red ribbons or will it be blue ribbons once again? Of course, it was red ribbons last year when Liverpool broke the City streak. And previously before, Liverpool broke City's streak, and the City won it right back the next season. It's not been quite like that this campaign for City. Arsenal tried to run away with it and keep red ribbons, albeit different red ribbons, on the Premier League title and the trophy. Can City upset the apple cart this season? You haven't said that very often in the last number of years. As it stands, it's as you were from the start of the day. And still a lot to go. As I said, a draw or an Arsenal win would definitely benefit the Gunners. A draw would be helpful for the visitors. But a City win would do major damage to Arsenal. And that can all change in the blink of an eye. That's what this second half, why it's so intriguing. What way this game could turn out between now and the final whistle. Here comes City here. Cherky finding it through to Semenyo. Trying the cross, blocked by Gabriel. Will be a City corner. Yeah, nicely done again by Cherky. Fed it into Semenyo's path. It was just a little wide, and Gabriel had him covered. City win the first corner of the second half. Bernardo Silva, who's come close a couple of times from corners. Can he find the key delivery here? Left-footed, swung in, front post, punched away by Reyes, still not away fully. There's a falls to Haaland! Forced wide. 2 big chances for City in the split second. See it here, it's flapped away by Ray at the front post. It's a bit on his heels there from Martinelli. Gets lucky because the shot from Kushanov was blocked. I think the rebounded effort from Haaland was off target, but two big City chances off the back of a corner. Arsenal getting away with it there. You always have to ride your luck a little bit at the Etihad. You can't, I mean, you've no chance. If City are on their best game, you've no chance of getting anything out of them. You look at the stats so far. City with just over 60% possession in the game, more shots, actually triple the amount of shots that Arsenal have had, 9 to Arsenal's 3. Albeit the XG is not as separate as that. Much more parity between the two when it comes to the threat of chances. City's XG 0.64 to Arsenal 0.55. Guehi. Way through there. Has to retreat back to Bernardo Silva. Goes for the little outside of the boot switch to find Mateus Nunes, who goes for the little 1-2 with Semenyo, who undercooks the return ball. And all the way back to Gabriel here for Arsenal. Thumps long. Silva again tries a audacious pass. All the way through there again for City. And Raya retrieves. Both sides will have chances in this second half. But it's who does the better with those moments. Individuals who will step up, be counted in the key moments. Who will make the difference? Already today we've seen difference makers in games across the Premier League. Tammy Abraham's late winner for Villa. Van Dijk's late winner for Liverpool. Morgan Gibbs-White hat-trick to turn it around for Forest. That's a lovely ball in behind. Semenyo! Heavy touch let him down. He was away. He left his man for dust there, but the heavy touch from Semenyo. He's not quite had the little moments today, Semenyo. He slips in the first half. A heavy touch there. He's just not quite got the edges right. Those little fine margins. He could have 2 goals in this game, Antoine Semenyo. Like those little hiccups. Bernardo Silva threads it through nicely here. Cherki, who stayed wide, has got Nketiah for company. Makes easy work of him. Cherki just rolls it back and rolls it into a red shirt in the area as they clear it away, Arsenal. But City looking a little bit more potent. That's nicely won back. Here's Doku dribbling into the shooting position and right down the throat of David Raya. Again, we talked about Arsenal winning the ball high up in the first half. Well, it's City that have won it high up in the second. Really well won back, and Doku just down the end makes it a little harder for himself going central. Doesn't have the angle of the shot. It's easy enough for the Arsenal goalkeeper to claim. Already, City in this second half have had as many shots as Arsenal did in the whole of the first half, and have created half of the XG that they've created in the whole of the first half in this first 7 minutes of the second. They have come out with a fierceness, City, in this second period, and an energy only go in their favour. Can they convert it into the numbers at the bottom of your screen? Those big numbers that make the ultimate difference as they get a free kick here. Nico O'Reilly brought down. And Arsenal give away the foul. Well, Martinelli, who did come on for Noni Madueke at half-time, by the way, has stayed on this right-hand side, so Eze's stayed more to the left. A bit of a readjustment for Mikel Arteta and his team as O'Reilly does well and then runs into trouble, and now prodded through. Havertz eased off the ball. Referee says no. Havertz punches the floor in disbelief. See it here, the through ball, he's well onside, Kai Havertz, and Kushanov, it's kind of leans on him, I think. It's not enough for me. It's not enough. It's not a foul. It's not a red card. Far from it. Here's Doku. Pokes it across. Hooked clear. As quickly as it was crossed, it was cleared. Gerhi. Doku. Feeling like we're maybe entering a phase of this game where a big moment is lurking. There's little fine margins at the moment. Little glimpses of what can emerge all of a sudden as Rodri finds a lovely ball to Semenyo, but again Antoine Semenyo can't take control. Too hot to handle there for Antoine Semenyo. Again, Antoine Semenyo, just as I said, the chances he's being given, said he probably should be leading. That's not to be harsh on and criticise him unduly there. It's just in these big games, you need to take your chances. You need to be clinical. You need to make your opportunities count. Doku drags it back, finds O'Reilly, who kind of just gets his footing all wrong there. Again, no way out for Arsenal. Kushanov anticipates the pass well to intercept. Rodri. Gerhi to Cherky, and he fires that one to Bernardo Silva, who is dispossessed. Now Kai Havertz having to come deeper to get some of the ball. Raise it back to Gabriel. Now David Raya. City on the press here. Arsenal to clear their lines, and David Raya trying to send Martinelli in a 1v1 run. Nico O'Reilly thought he had that one under control. Gabriel Martinelli kept it in play, and it rolls out for a goal kick. Did really well there, Nico O'Reilly, under such pressure. I have to say, he's been fantastic since he's come into this City team, Nico O'Reilly. Talk about such a high intensity atmosphere in this team. 21-year-old who has thrived in these high pressure situations, and look at him here, space to roam. And as he tries to play in, Cherky just a little bit short. Arsenal able to intercept. It's not only his performances that have been good this season, Nico O'Reilly, he's been a real goal threat. 5 goals he scored in the Premier League this season, 3 assists. He scored 9 goals in total across 4 different competitions for City this season, and 6 assists, which is an incredible job for a fullback to have such a goal threat. He's their 4th top scorer this season, Nico O'Reilly, in terms of the Premier League. Only Phil Foden, Antoine Semenyo and Erling Haaland have scored more goals for City this season than O'Reilly. Semenyo. Bernardo Silva couldn't find the return ball to Semenyo, but he does retrieve the possession again, Bernardo Silva. Strolls about there, Bernardo Silva, with such experience and yet such incredible skill. That's a fired ball across, and Capie makes sure that one is going nowhere but behind. Corner to City. The pressure is building. Arsenal, at the moment, haven't found a bit of respite at all. They're under constant pressure. This is a crucial next 5-10 minutes of this game. City goes short with a corner. The referee's actually going to stop the game. He was just having a chat with 1 or 2 in the middle, so they have to retake it, and they have a little laugh about it there. I think they're maybe going to change up the approach here, City. Referee gave the game away there. They were going to go short. Change of taker. Bernardo Silva comes over to take it instead of Ryan Cherky. This one's being thumped in. Bernardo Silva! Again, a lot of his crosses today have been very... It's like he's been looking to score direct from corners today, Bernardo Silva. They've been so tight in the 6-yard box, and that one just sailed over the crossbar. But a couple of times he's threatening from those situations, Bernardo Silva, to score directly from a corner. He's taken down by Doku. Such a tight area, helped out by Rodri. Finding Semenyo. Well, Arteta made a half-time change, but could there be some more movement from the Arsenal bench? It was nicely done by the substitute Martinelli, and they find a way through here with a Berrieza. And now to Martin Odegaard. Now rolls through to Kai Havertz. Big save by Donnarumma, and then it's cleared off the line. Well, I have to say, if there's ever a chance to put City to bed, it was there. Martinelli wins it so well. The ball played out to Berrieza, and there's 4 of them against 2 there. Odegaard rolls it over Havertz, who's 1v1. Donnarumma with a massive save, and then it rebounds back to Martinelli, I think it is, and he just can't get the shot off. Talk about gilt-edged chances. Doku blocked. Rolls it through ultimately, finds Rodri, back to Jeremy Doku. Roaming away, trying to find Semenyo, who went down. But no real claims there, and in the end it comes through to David Raya. That through ball. So we hit the R mark inside the Etihad Stadium. City 1, Arsenal 1. He was given a yellow card as well in the last few minutes. Martin Odegaard. Berrieza hits the post. Oh my goodness. Still in play. Rebounded back into play, that shot. Mosquera, Odegaard. Arsenal with 2 unbelievable attacking moments here have swung the momentum back in their favour all of a sudden. And that ball isn't going to help matters. Well, it shouldn't. Capier did well to actually keep it in play. As City do thump it long and clear. Havertz sticks it down. A bit of a clash there. As the Berrieza is surrounded, and he evades challenge and ultimately gives the ball away. Bernardo Silva. O'Reilly. Blow for blow between these 2. But who is going to land a clean punch? Arsenal have grazed Manchester City in the last 2 minutes with 2 huge chances. Doku drifting in on Mosquera. It's been a cheat code all day, but Mosquera just about does well enough there. I have to say, I think it's the first time Christian Mosquera has actually won a battle against Jeremy Doku all day. We're into the 62nd minute. Rodri. To Bernardo Silva. Will it come down to both benches? Of course, they both have great amounts of options off their bench. These 2. They want to make changes. I think Pep Guardiola might be eyeing up 1 or 2, maybe. Bring on a bit of maybe Savinho on the right to be a bit more direct with his runners from wide. Here is Cherky holding off and Capier for the moment. Looking for that reverse ball, finds Bernardo Silva. Now onto Semenyo, who clips it back across. Haaland at the back post. O'Reilly couldn't get a clean connection. An Arsenal scramble at clear of danger. High intensity moments. They're coming, they're getting closer. Both teams coming ever so close. Mateus Nunes gone central for the moment. Lays it out wide to Semenyo, who's got Akers. down that touchline. Capier within distance, but the ball's played back here. Haaland in the box, out muscled for a moment. Drops for Bernardo Silva, who flashes one wide. Well, they've had options, City have had options. They've Marmouche, Foden, Savinho, all outright attacking options. Maybe even Reinders off the bench could make a difference. For Arsenal, they've got Trossard, Gyökeres, Jesus and Dauman. So both sides have got ample attacking options if they want to make changes. Who will blink first? Arsenal have already made an attacking change, as I mentioned at half-time. Martinelli replacing Madueke. This is the game we've all been waiting for. This is the game that the season all comes down to for these two teams. Remember, if City lose this one, you can really wave goodbye to your title chances, you would suspect. If Arsenal lose it, City are right at you, and could be level with you come midweek. I mean, in 72 hours time, a little more than that, but in 3 nights time, it could be level at the top if things go in City's favour over the next 2 games. This one and the next one. Doku finds O'Reilly, plays it across. Haaland! 2-1 Manchester City. Erling Haaland, once again the difference maker. There in the right moment, in the right time. And if there's one man you want in that spot to give you a goal, to get you a goal in any circumstance, it's Erling Haaland. 23rd league goal of the season. Only his 2nd goal from open play in the league this calendar year. But when he comes up with them recently, they are huge ones. Donnarumma rolls it, bowls it towards Nico O'Reilly. And look at all the space and time that Doku and O'Reilly have on this left side. It's the most time they've been given. Lovely combinations, and as O'Reilly tries to feed it across, it's Rodri that was the target. He was running in, he was clogged up by Nketiah, but Gabriel is beaten physically by Erling Haaland, who stretched for it and was not letting that one bypass him, the Norwegian, stretching acrobatically and rolling it into the far corner. Raya committed to one side, just a fingertip away from making connection. But it is close, and it has been City that will once again take the lead. You feel that both teams have been having pop shots at each other since the second half got started, but it was all about who would land that clean punch, who would take it by the grasp and run with a chance. And it's Manchester City again on the offensive, and City who are back in front in this decider. As Nketiah and Haaland get a grip of each other, and Haaland's doing fancy dress there because his undershirt has been torn to shreds here down his right arm. And the referee having to restore a bit of calm. There's some grappling at Erling Haaland, and he's not happy. I mean, he's smiling about it. And he's going to have to change his undershirt. Someone's trying to do a bit of DIY with the undershirt. And Erling Haaland making easy work of it. Just gets rid of the undershirt, says, I don't need it. I think someone stole it. Somebody's come down and stolen it in the stands. It looked like a fan ran away with it there. It's a bit of memorabilia. Yeah, they're both grappling at each other. There's nothing much more than a fair battle. I mean, Haaland does end up with a ripped undershirt, but I mean, what is that made of? Paper? I mean, they're very thin things. It's very easy to grapple at and lose. Struggling to get his shirt back on, Haaland. If it's about 4 sizes too small for him. Another chance, deflection. Corner to City. Rodri's effort. Forced behind for a corner. And they can feel it now. They can sense it. Arsenal are for the taking. If City score another goal and win by 2 goals, they would have a goal difference advantage over Arsenal. It's plus 37 to plus 36. Arsenal with the plus 37. City score it, flips on its head. And it'll be plus 37 to City, plus 36 to Arsenal. But again, they would still be 3 behind. We'll show you the table in a moment after this City corner. Here's Cherky to take. Doku is the short option. Cherky's delivery deep to the back post. Headed behind by William Saliba for another City corner. Mosquera's gone down holding his nose, but didn't look like there was anything in there that should have been penalised by the referee or spotted by Anthony Taylor. I mean, I don't know what he's claiming there, Mosquera. I mean, he actually headbutts the chest of the City player. I mean, he does it himself. City corner, right side. Just over 20 minutes to go. City 2, Arsenal 1. Another City goal should do it. Cherky. Left-footed delivery. Flicked onto the front post. Doku at the back post. And, I mean, ankles like paper there. A poor shot. Well wide. Well, Arsenal triggering some more movement off the bench. Ben White and Leandro Trossard, the two readying themselves. And as it stands, Arsenal top with 70, City with 67, with a game in hand. And at this rate, it's all to play for in the title race. Cherky trying to eke it through, blocked off. Doku will pick it up again. O'Reilly now. Doku, Arsenal just haven't done enough in the second half really to fight off City. They had 1 or 2 really good chances, and you kind of felt that at that moment they needed to score those moments because City have dominated the second half. And when Arsenal had their chances, they needed to take it. City still look like if they really need to, they can still go to another level. Arsenal at the moment flapping a little bit. They need to find their best 20 minutes of their recent form, Arsenal. Probably their best 20 minutes of the season if they're going to find a way back into this. Ball wide here and almost closed out as Eze was clipped at, and that's going to be a foul. Bernardo Silva giving away the free kick. And Arsenal readying those subs. I don't know whether they'll make them now, but they are ready and waiting. Well, Arsenal are unbeaten in the last 5 Premier League games against Man City, having lost 12 in a row against them before this. So they're on their best spell in many a decade, Arsenal, against City. But that unbeaten run, at the moment, will be ending. Unless Arsenal can find another goal in this. City have had 15 shots compared to Arsenal's 6 in the game. And 7 of those 15 shots are coming in the second half. Swung in by Odegaard from the... Oh, it's a piece! Oh, it's cleared off the post and away by Donnarumma. Gabriel's header off the post, rebounded back in. Ooh, doesn't come off O'Reilly's arm. No. Never a handball. Doesn't touch his hand, so clearly can't be handball. Gabriel, incessant, but I mean, if it did hit his arm, it would have been handball, but it didn't. It hit his side, so definitely not handball. Through into Arsenal it will be. Mosquera was going to take it, but Declan Rice is going to take over duties here with this throw in. Big moments. for Arsenal between now and the final whistle to come away with something here at the Etihad to at least maintain their lead at the top. A lead that will be cut in half as it stands. He's not happy with the linesman there. Throw in taken. Cleared away. And hoofed up the field by Manchester City. Donnarumma. Make sure that one goes out for a throw. As Arsenal going to trigger some movement and changes now. Abere Eze is going to be replaced by Leandro Trossard. And Christian Mosquera is going to be replaced by Ben White. So straight swaps for Arsenal. Right back, Mosquera off for Ben White. And the left winger, Abere Eze, is replaced by Leandro Trossard. So a double substitution. Both sides have hit the woodwork twice in this game, can you believe? This game could be much higher scoring if the post were just a little bit wider. How different a game it could have been, but it's been a wonderful match so far. So tightly fought and such good goals, certainly from City's point of view. That's a ball swung in, too close to Donnarumma. Ben White with his first opportunity of the game. Decent cross, just too close to the goalkeeper. Given a lot of space now, Arsenal, to Nico O'Reilly and Jeremy Doku. They hadn't been giving them very much space early doors. That's where the second goal came from, when they were able to combine down this left and tear Arsenal apart, really. Dangerous duo, Nico O'Reilly and Jeremy Doku. Here is Jeremy Doku. Back to Gurhey. Lifts it over the top, looking for Haaland, who's going to charge at this and try and keep it in play, but his attempts ill-fated in the end. Goal kick it will be. Well, Pep Guardiola cutting the figure of a nervous man. Look at this from Arsenal. They've given it back to City almost instantly from the goal kick. O'Reilly, less than 15 minutes to go. Manchester City 2, Arsenal 1. If I'm honest, I don't want this game to end. Very much enjoyed it so far. Bernardo Silva. All swung out to Doku. I have to say, this is probably the best game that I've watched of Arsenal this season. Not in terms of their performance, just the most entertaining one. I have to say, of seasons gone by, when City were winning league titles and Arsenal were coming up short on those last few seasons, it was City that were kind of the team where you were a bit bored of them. Their football was a little bit stale at times, but they got the job done. City have been re-energised this season and their football has been glorious to watch at times. Arsenal's has been a bit stale, but to this point they've been able to get the job done. It seems like now, are they crumbling again, Arsenal? Is their paper mache of a foundation they've built this season falling apart? Manchester City and Pep Guardiola, are they going to do it again? A win here would very much reignite a lot of belief that it's very much possible. Ryan Cherky take this corner on the left for City. 13 minutes to go. Swung to the back post. Half cleared there. Trossard loops it up into the air in his own box. Not away yet. Kushanov battling well. It's fantastic. They wanted to win a corner there. Just stayed in play and Trossard was able to clear. A little bit of room here for a run. Bernardo Silva does incredibly well. 1v1 against Kai Havertz. And Bernardo Silva with an unbelievable tackle and challenge to see it away. The City captain doing captain-like things. Kai Havertz frustrated again, but Bernardo Silva, I mean, he's absolutely... I mean, there's no way that should be a fair physical battle between Bernardo Silva and Kai Havertz. I mean, Bernardo Silva's a good half a foot smaller than him. And he fights like a dog, does Bernardo Silva. He does not give up. And he's got that real grit in him, Bernardo Silva, where you just kind of feel that he's not someone to be messed with. And he did really well there, 1v1 against Kai Havertz. Long kick by Donnarumma. Again, as the ball comes back down, brought down by Arsenal. Ødegaard. Havertz has to go all the way back to Saliba. They're finding Rice. Into Ødegaard now. Rolled it through, but miscommunication as to who was really the target there. Whether it was Nketiah or Trossard. In the end, the flag goes up against Leandro Trossard. Well, it's a surprise that it's taken 79 minutes to see any movement from Viktor Gyökeres. It looks like he will be the next Arsenal sub. It was a surprise not to see him in the starting 11. And it's a surprise that he hasn't entered the fray much earlier than this. The man who's really hit the heights. Last number. Cherky. Right in that right channel. Goes for the cross. Tried to get a little touch off Nketiah, but it goes straight behind for a goal kick. Last 10 minutes emerging. Well, this is the latest into a season that Manchester City are facing the league leaders. Matchday 33 since the April 2012 when they beat Man United 1-0 at the Etihad on matchday 36 en route to winning their first ever Premier League title. And we know how that one ended. A final day, final minute madness in 2012. Could it be another incredible conclusion to the season for Manchester City en route to a title? They've done it on the final day before on quite a few occasions. It was a team in red they faced on those battles on a number. Once against Arsenal, twice against Liverpool. And they've won all of those titles on the final day, City. Will it go that far? Kind of feel like it will at this rate. Doku closed off well by 3 Arsenal players. And then as they try and play out, they give it straight back to Manchester City. They've lost a little bit here, Arsenal. Devoid of any belief that they can find a leveller. I mean, William Saliba and Nico O'Reilly throwing each other to the ground to win the ball there. City that come away with it. Cherky. Back to Kushanov. Nunes back to his goalkeeper Donnarumma. He takes no time in getting rid of the ball this time. He's learnt his lesson. And City win the throw-in. Well, Arsenal have lost their last 3 matches in domestic competitions. In the League Cup final against City, the FA Cup quarter-final against Southampton, and Bournemouth in the league last time out. The last time they lost 4 consecutively in domestic competitions was in February and March of 2018, which also included defeats to City in the League Cup final and in the Premier League. Maybe deja vu for the Gunners. Gabriel and Haaland go head to head there, and Gabriel threw his head at Haaland. It's all boiled over. Well, Gabriel, if this card is not the same colour as his shirt, he is very, very lucky. I mean, you can go head to head, but Gabriel makes a forward motion with his head, is what I saw. I think he's going to get away with it here, but the referee, I think he's going to go yellow, but how that in my opinion, is not a red card. I don't know. They both get yellows, but I mean, we have to see a replay. They go head to head, and then Gabriel goes like this into Erling Haaland's face. I mean, they both get tangled up with each other. They both get frustrated, and then we see it here. I mean, honestly, they go head to head, and then Gabriel forces his head forward into Erling Haaland. How is that not a red card? I mean, Mikel Arteta is cutting the face of a figure that I think he knows his player is very lucky. Pep Guardiola going absolutely nuts. Gabriel has been, I have to say, very lucky there, Gabriel. Incredibly lucky. How it's not a red card, I'll never know. Where's VAR when you need it? Well, they've both been given a yellow. Well, I think a yellow's fair in this scenario in terms of they're both going head to head. But Gabriel forced his head forward. There's that extra movement that usually gets you a red card. Nonetheless, yellow card apiece. And Ryan Cherky, who started the scoring this afternoon in such fabulous fashion for the Frenchman. Magnifique from Ryan Cherky. C'est magnifique. He's been replaced by Phil Foden. I mean, it's crazy to think that Phil Foden's become a sub-player at the minute for City. How good Foden can be. As Gyökeres also enters the fray for Martin Zubimendi. Donnarumma just gathers the ball as Gyökeres enters any sort of scene with him. 5 minutes of 90 to go. City hold on for the victory. This title race is very much on. And City have the momentum. Will be back-to-back league defeats for Arsenal if City are to win this, which would be a historic collapse for the Gunners. For the first time this season they've lost back-to-back. Here comes Semenyo, fires it across towards Foden, away by Gabriel. Probably shouldn't be on the pitch, but we'll not go there. It would be the first time they've had back-to-back league defeats, Arsenal, since 2023. Since they lost to West Ham and Fulham in back-to-back games at the end of 2023. That was the last time that Arsenal lost back-to-back league games. They did go on a winless run when they lost to Bournemouth and then drew with Liverpool, lost to Newcastle during the end of 2024. But they haven't lost back-to-back league games since the end of 2023. And if they lose here, it will be the first in 2.5 years that will be the case. That's how significant this is. I mean, Manchester City have had a uproarious run of form since their derby defeat against United at Old Trafford on the 17th of January. City have only failed to win 3 of their last 9 league games, home and away. Wolves, Liverpool, Fulham, Newcastle, Leeds and Chelsea wins. They're only dropping points to Spurs, Forest and West Ham. And those 3 games, City would probably say, we shouldn't have dropped points in them. And then where they could be, who knows? But they've hit some run of form, Manchester City. They're the second best unbeaten run, current unbeaten streak in the league. Only Bournemouth have gone longer unbeaten than Manchester City. And that defeat to United, by the way, we're making some changes here, by the way, there's some changes being made. Savinho's just come onto the field for Manchester City. And Rodri, he's also come off. He's been replaced by Nico Gonzalez for City. That derby defeat to Manchester United was their only league defeat since the 22nd of November, City, when they lost away to Newcastle. And that's one defeat in 19 league games for Manchester City. Incredible, the run of form they've went on. To keep at the coattails of Arsenal, to wait for the right moment. When they faced them again, to have another go at them. They couldn't hang on to win at the Emirates early in the season, Manchester City. Can they hang on to claim a massive 3 points against Arsenal here at the Etihad, to cut the gap at the top to just 3 points? And City would still have a game in hand. And de facto they would play that game in hand on Wednesday night. Here comes Savinho for City. 5 back for Arsenal. Only one going with him, and it was Semenyo at the other end, and ultimately he retreats at Savinho. By the way, Savinho come on for Jeremy Doku, by the way, if that wasn't evident. Gyökeres replaced Subamendi. Gyökeres hasn't had much involvement so far. Maybe too little too late for the Arsenal striker. Hasn't had a touch yet, the Swede. Last 30 seconds of the 90 minutes. Our clock's a little fast here. How long will be added on? This will be huge. 7 minutes added time. There is a lot of time left. We've seen late winners already this afternoon at Villa Park and at the Hill Dickinson. Is there a late goal for Arsenal here to really rescue their lead at the top, to restore it back to 6 points? That's fantastic defender from Nico O'Reilly, by the way, who I have to say has been absolutely incredible again. No matter who he's faced down that right side today, he's made easy work of Gabriel Martinelli, Noni Madueke. Even when Mosquera got forward a little bit, Odegaard down that right, Nico O'Reilly has locked them all up. Look at that. Goals from 90 minutes plus this season. Arsenal with the joint most with Liverpool on 8 each. So they've got it in them, Arsenal, to snatch a late goal. Is it in the biggest moments? Can they come up with the big moment? And the big incident is Nkapie felt it was fouled there by Mateus Nunes, but the referee saw no issue. Good ball by Trossard, and Nkapie, yeah, he's just eased off the ball. That's not a foul. Just get up. There's no need. I mean, there's just nothing in that. It's limp. Gabriel to clear. Header by Gonzalez, and that one will go all the way through. And of course, we will run you through all of the weekend's results so far. A reminder that Crystal Palace and West Ham in a London derby at Selhurst Park will be our concluding game of match day 33. That's tomorrow at 8 o'clock, but it's only halfway through our action to come, because we will have Chelsea and Manchester City both in action on Tuesday and Wednesday nights. On Tuesday night, Brighton will take on Chelsea at the Amex. Oh, Arsenal on the press there. City a little bit loose. We'll actually hold you on those ads. We'll tell you what's coming up in a moment. Ball swung in. Away from Gyökeres. It's not away from danger yet. More Arsenal pressure. 4.5 minutes of the 7 added to go. Is there something left in the locker for Arsenal? Can they pull something out of a hat. Not that way, as Martinelli's ball was closed off. O'Reilly going to ease away around his man, and in the end Martinelli recovers back to his goalkeeper. An Arsenal onslaught. City trying to lock it up and ensure they hold on. Long switch. Out to Martinelli on the right. Clips it onto his left. Finds Ødegaard. Snatched away by Bernardo Silva. And it's back it comes with Ødegaard. Swings it deep to the back post. And the header by Matheus Nunes forces it wide for the corner. Matheus Nunes was certainly second best, or certainly second favourite to win that ball, I have to say, but he did really well under the pressure. Little glance and flick header over the head of Gabriel and behind for the corner. Rice to deliver. Right footed from Rice, across. O'Reilly got his head to that. Not away yet. Trossard drops for Ødegaard, who recycles. Well behind Martinelli though. It's the last one back there for Arsenal. Everybody forward but the goalkeeper, it seems now, for Arsenal. It's now or never. Time is ticking away again from the Gunners. Trossard swung it in. Header is over the crossbar by a mere millimetre from Kai Havertz. Head in hands moments. White down the line. Trossard with the early cross, swung in so beautifully, so perfectly for Kai Havertz. Free header, and he puts it over the crossbar. I mean, just head it into the ground. It's easy for me to say. I've never been in that situation. I've never done anything in that situation. But I mean, Mikel Arteta's sliding in his own technical area. He can't believe it. And every single Arsenal fan in that away end have their hands on the back of their head in disbelief at that. That was their moment. That was their chance. Nathan Ake comes on for Semenyo. Extra defender for City to try and see it over the line now with 90 seconds left. Everybody always knows you get one more chance. You always have a chance in added time. Was that Arsenal's one and only chance in additional time to rescue a draw? In these big games, you always get one of those moments. Can you take it? It's a very different question. Arsenal on that occasion couldn't take that chance. But was it their last? I mean, they're trying to keep it alive in their own area here. Have to get it forward and fast. No time to waste now. Ødegaard. Maybe they can eke out one more opportunity. Switch ball here. Headed away by O'Reilly. Out for the throw, which they'll rush to take Arsenal. Martinelli into Ødegaard. Less than 30 seconds. Ødegaard finds Rice. Flicks it over the top. Away by Ake. And Haaland gets it to go anywhere will do, really. Up the field for City now. Even the goalkeeper's going to take a throw in, I think, here. No, he's not. As throw in taken by Arsenal. Surely there's very little time left. The ball's in their own 18-yard box with David Raya. 7 minutes is up. How long will the referee add on to the end of that? City with another header. They've got possession. As long as they keep it, they win it. It's that simple. Donnarumma hoofs it long. Still we play on. But no more. Manchester City do it again. By the finest of margins, it's Erling Haaland's goal that is the difference. It's Erling Haaland's goal that delivers a monumental, humongous 3 points to Manchester City, and really blows Arsenal chance of extending their lead or even maintaining their lead at the top out of the water. A 6-point gap was a 9-point gap last week, but it's now a 3-point gap, and within 3 days there can be no gap, because Arsenal won't play again till next week. City will play on Wednesday night away at Burnley with a chance to go level on points with Arsenal at the top of the table. And if they win that one, I believe if they win that one, they would go top of the table on goals scored. If they win by 1 goal, they win by more than 1, they would go level, but ahead on goal difference. This title race that a few weeks ago was dead and buried. It was Arsenal's. They had one hand on the trophy, maybe 1.5 hands on the trophy. It was that close. But Manchester City somehow always find a way. They needed a little help on the way. Bournemouth beating Arsenal last week really swung the door open for City. And they have just gone and put a wedge in that door. They're going nowhere anytime soon. Pep Guardiola's team are there again, and maybe, just maybe, Arsenal might be throwing this away again. How many times are Arsenal going to be so close to the title? Will they get it done this time? Well, with 6 games to go for City, they are just 3 points behind. Arsenal, it could be the next time the Gunners play, they will be fighting to retake the lead at the top. That is what the scenario could be. That is the situation we currently find ourselves in this title race. When Arsenal take the field at the Emirates next Saturday at 5:30 against Newcastle, they could be second, and by goal difference. But remember, they could still be top if Burnley pull off an unbelievable result to get something out of City on Wednesday night. Remember, that game we will have here on LFS on Wednesday night. Manchester City could be the league leaders in 72 hours' time. Erling Haaland strolling around the Etihad. His goal was the difference in the end. A City team that knew this was the game. They knew this was their opportunity. Ryan Cherky's bit of brilliance in the first half gave City the lead. Quickly pounced as Kai Havertz found a leveller, pouncing upon Donnarumma's mistake, really, before Erling Haaland came up with the body blow. The knockout punch of Arsenal on the 65th minute to secure a unbelievably massive 3 points for Manchester City. Final score in this, one of the biggest games of the Premier League season. No doubt it has been an unbelievable game, and Manchester City have won it. Final score at the Etihad, it is Manchester City 2, Arsenal 1. And let's show you the scores of the weekend, but more importantly, let's show you the league table, because that is what is important right now. That is what really would sell it. There you go. Arsenal do lead the way, but back-to-back league defeats for the first time since December 2023 means their position at the top is under imminent danger. Manchester City, 1 defeat in 20 league games is really ominous. And Manchester City are within 3 points of the league leaders. A win on Wednesday night, and they would be the de facto league leaders after 33 games apiece. Who would have believed that just a few weeks ago? Well, it's only half the story of what's happened this Premier League weekend. It's been an incredible weekend, and we've one more game to bring you tomorrow. Crystal Palace taking on West Ham tomorrow at 8 o'clock. And that concludes the weekend. Brentford 0, Fulham 0 all started us off. Leeds 3-0 win against Wolves. Really, surely secures Leeds' place in the Premier League. All but, really, as they go 8 clear of the bottom 3. Bournemouth's big win away at Newcastle rockets them into the European battle with their 2-1 win away at St James's Park yesterday. 13 unbeaten in a row now for Bournemouth in the league. Spurs denied a win by a late equaliser from Brighton. Jorginho Ruter keeping Spurs in the bottom 3. Man United's 1-0 win away at Chelsea created a 10-point gap between the two sides, and a real difficult task for Chelsea to achieve Champions League qualification now. Villa 4-3 winners against Sunderland, but that is again only part of the story. Villa were 3-1 up. Sunderland rescued it back to 3-3 before Aston Villa's late winner through Tammy Abraham delivered all 3 crucial points for Unai Emery's side there at Villa Park. And a big result for Liverpool in the Merseyside derby. 2-1 winners are Arne Slot's team, which creates a 7-point gap between them and Chelsea. 5th and 6th separated by 7 points now. And Liverpool 2-1 winners through Virgil van Dijk's 100th minute winner. Forest needed to battle from behind to beat Burnley 4-1 at the City ground. And Manchester City, more than reignite the title race, have kicked it into gear. It is 2-1 winners for City against their rivals Arsenal for the title. And the league leaders might not be the league leaders come the next time they take the field. And Crystal Palace West Ham concludes the weekend. That's tomorrow, 8 o'clock from Sellers Park. A West Ham side who could go 4 clear of Spurs in the drop zone if they win tomorrow away at Crystal Palace. But what an incredible weekend it has been. We have more to come for you. Brighton Chelsea on Tuesday night, but crucially Burnley Manchester City on Wednesday night, and City fighting for the lead of this league now. A title that was gone, was away from them. 9 points the gap was last Saturday lunchtime. It's now 3 points, and within 3 days there will be no gap, and City could be the league leaders. The run-in is only getting started, can you believe?
Remember, you don't get it twice. The time of your life.
A must not miss run-in on LFS between now and the end of the season. So much to play for, but City closing in on Arsenal and within a win of a difference.